All right, welcome to Floify's Tips and Tricks webinar. My name is Drew. I'm a member of the support team here at Floify, and today I'll be taking you through one of Floify's newest features, the Apply Now version 3. If you haven't had a chance to update your account to this new version, we highly recommend that you do so. I'll show you how to do this shortly. During today's presentation, if you do have any questions, comments, or feedback about Apply Now version 3 or any other functionality in the Floify platform, please use the live chat feature on your screen to reach out to us directly. We do have some team members standing by to address any questions or comments you may have along the way. Also, if you have a personal wish list or any recommendations for features you would like us to cover in upcoming webinars, please send your ideas to us through the live chat as well. We would love to hear those. Let's do just a quick overview of the topics we're going to cover. We'll first cover the new URLA file type that Allie Mae is standardizing in the foreseeable future. We'll go over the benefits and how to enable this once Allie Mae requires the new format. Just in case there's anyone watching that isn't familiar with the term URLA or URLA, it's the acronym for Uniform Residential Loan Application, Fannie Mae's Form 1003. I'll refer to this as the URLA for the rest of the webinar. Next, we'll cover downloading the PDF version of the 1003 directly from Floify, a long-awaited feature requested from many of our customers. Next, we'll go over Spanish subtitles. We'll see how the subtitles are displayed to the borrower on the application, how to enable this feature, and where to find your link to send out to borrowers to have the subtitles automatically enabled. Are you ready for the new URLA? Well, Floify is, and you can be too. As previously mentioned, with the new version of the application, you have the option to seamlessly enable the Mismo 3.4 file type as soon as Fannie Mae requires. The release dates have been pushed back a couple of times, so be sure to check back for any updates, but as it stands right now, August 1st will begin limited production. This can be thought of as a test and learn period. As we understand it, there are some prerequisites that need to be met in order to receive the GSE's approval, and only those with the prereqs and GSE approval will be allowed to submit loans using the redesigned URLA prior to its new effective date of January 1st of 2021. January 1st of 2021, open production begins. All lenders may submit the Mismo 3.4 loan application to GSE-specific AWS production environments. Now on March 1st of 2021, the mandate and pipeline transition period begins. All lenders are required to submit the Mismo 3.4 loan applications to the GSE's AWS production environments. And a year later, March 1st of 2022, will be the retirement date, where no current URLA and loan applications based on previous AWS specs will be accepted. With Floify, you already have a head start, so you don't have to worry about changing multiple settings just to update to the newest and greatest version. Also, when we get the notice that the Mismo 3.4 is required, we'll give you a kind reminder to update your account. However, with Apply Now version 3, it'll be a simple one-button change in your Apply Now settings. Let's hop into my account now and set my URLA version to the Mismo 3.4 data file type. Here, I'll start on my loan pipeline, and I'll go ahead and click on Settings at the top. I'll click on the Apply Now tab and scroll all the way to the bottom to access the Apply Now 3.0 application settings. In this modal here, I can update to the new URLA, the Mismo 3.4. You can go ahead and click on the radio button, scroll down to the bottom, and click Save. Now all future loan applications will be submitted as the Mismo 3.4. Going back to my pipeline, once a borrower fills out the application, I'll have the option to download the new URLA exactly as I'm able to download the current URLA by clicking on the down arrow. This actually brings me to my next topic. The PDF version of the 1003. With Apply Now version 3 comes the ability to download the completed 1003 as a PDF. This long-awaited feature that has been built out based on customer feedback will support both the current and the redesigned formats of the URLA. Now let's touch on our multilingual capabilities. Version 3 of the Floify loan application helps mortgage originators deliver a more inclusive lending process by integrating multilingual subtitles that will aid non-English speakers in completing their application, allowing them to navigate the form with greater understanding and improving submission accuracy. And by using a pre-configured link, you can send your prospects straight to a loan application with subtitles already activated. Version 3 starts with a Spanish translation package, but will expand into additional language options in the future. To enable this feature, I must first have admin access. If you don't have this access, you can ask your company admin to enable this for you. I'll start on my pipeline, then I'll navigate to my company dashboard. I'll head to my company settings and click on the Apply Now settings. Here is where I can access all of my company application settings. I'll click Edit the Apply Now General settings. And in here, I have the option to enable multilingual subtitles. Currently, we do only support Spanish, however, more languages will be coming soon. You can go ahead and click Save at the bottom. That will now be enabled for every loan originator under your company dashboard. Now I'll head back to my pipeline. And I'll enable this for my team settings as well. Again, I'll go ahead and click on Settings. Again, we'll click Apply Now. And we'll access my personal application settings. I'll go ahead and scroll to the bottom once again to the Apply Now 3.0 application settings. Here I can enable this feature. Right below is a link that I can send any Spanish-speaking client that will automatically have these subtitles turned on. If I do send out my landing page or Apply Now link, the borrower still has the option to turn these on through a quick toggle at the top of the application. Now let's talk about the borrower experience. The 1003 editor built for version 3 of our loan application not only uses a new and easier to navigate design, but you'll also find the application the borrower sees to be more similar to the application editor you'll see in your account. This gives you an easier way to help navigate your borrowers through the application if they have questions. At the moment, you can see the progress your borrower has made in the application and view the same user interface that they do. This makes it easier to co-pilot if they need assistance. And as a matter of fact, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to say anything at this point, but it's too good of a segue not to mention anything. With that, we may or may not have a new feature in the works. So imagine this. Imagine a borrower working through the application and they get stuck at a particular point or question. They reach out to you and you can hop into their application with them in real time. You can see what question that they're unsure of, or if there's a particular answer you need to help them with, you can help them and then help move the application forward. Now, I won't say much more than that since I didn't exactly get clearance to leak that, but I'll stop there for now. And if this does get back around to the CEO, you bet I'm going to deny the heck out of it. It's really a shame this is being recorded. That being said, the new application also supports a better borrower workflow. In your account, If you have enabled the automatically convert prospects to a live loan flow feature, Floify will now instantaneously convert the application to a live loan flow. Add in either the quick pack or automatic doc requests and automatically log the borrower into their account upon submission of the application. This means your borrower is already in the mindset to get their loan going. They fill out the application, and usually they would wait for further instruction, not with this new workflow. Now the borrower is logged in, taken through a quick tutorial on uploading their documents, and has instant access to view, upload, and complete all the documents you need to get started. Now that will give your borrowers a head start on a quicker loan. And as I've had more than one LO tell me, you got to get them while they're hot. Let's dive into the borrower side. So now we'll start on my landing page. I'll start the application just as a borrower would. I'll create an account with my email and set a password and agree to the terms. Now I'll click Create Account. I input my contact information at the beginning of the application. And when I click Finish Setup, I get taken to the beginning of the app. So I'm going through the application, filling out my normal information like I would as a borrower. And let's say I get stuck at a certain point. I have a quick question, so I'll send you a text. You can now dive in on your side to see exactly what the borrower has questions on. Back on my lender side, if I click up to my Prospects tab, I can see this borrower. I can either edit the application for my borrower or just view to see exactly what question they're stuck on. The view is almost exactly the same, so you can better help your borrowers. This is a huge update from the previous application we were using. We were using what was called the Apply Now Classic version. It was the original version of the application, and we have since sunset that version. So with this view here, it's almost identical to what your borrower will see. Now, hopping back into the borrower side, I'll go ahead and finish the application, review all of the sections, then go to Submit. Now, to limit the time I spend going through the application, I've already configured what is required on this. Of course, you can require any questions you want on your application. I'm just keeping mine minimal so we're not spending 15 minutes going through an application on this webinar here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the end of the application, and I'm going to continue to submit. We'll go ahead and give my e-consent and my credit authorization and submit the application. All right, my submission has been successful. And boom, the borrower is taken directly into the borrower portal where we'll give them a quick walkthrough and they can start uploading their documents. No downtime, no waiting for next steps. The borrower is on a roll and ready to get you documents in no time. This feature does require your account to have the auto convert enabled. Most of the new users watching this will already have this on, but for those of you who don't, you can go into your settings. Let me go back into the borrower side, or I'm sorry, into the lender side here. So if you go back into your settings, again, we'll go into Apply Now. And this time we're looking for Apply Now General Settings. We can go ahead and click Edit. And it will be the first question you see here. Automatically convert borrower loan applications to live loan flows. Go ahead and check the box and you can save at the bottom. If you do need assistance doing this, go ahead and send a quick email to support@floify.com and we'll walk you through that. Now this brings us to our last topic, which is the Add New Prospects feature. Whether taking a loan application over the phone, in person, or online, you need a flexible system for inputting and collecting borrower data. Version 3 of our application takes advantage of the new and improved 10.03 editor and the delay borrower access functionality to enable a smoother process throughout several alternative application scenarios, whether taking the application via phone, face-to-face, or through the online 10.03. You can start a new prospect in Floify and complete the entire application yourself before converting the prospect to a live loan flow to begin document collection. This workflow supports taking the borrower's application via phone or in person. You can start a new prospect in Floify and partially complete the application yourself. Then you can invite the borrower to finish the application online. This workflow supports taking the borrower's basic information and making the application as easy as possible for them. A borrower can start an application but leave it incomplete. You can then complete the application in Floify and convert the prospect to a live loan flow for document collection. Or you can simply send the borrower a personal invitation to start the application online. Let's go through each of these. The first one is completing the application for the borrower. Once again, we'll start in my loan pipeline, then I'll head up to the Prospects tab. I'll click on the Add New Prospect button to enter my borrower's information. Here I can enter my borrower's email address. Let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and say this is Roger. And I don't know of a short name for Roger, so we'll just go ahead and put preferred first name. Now, I will make sure the delay loan application access is checked so the borrower doesn't receive any notification before I complete their application, and click Save Prospect. The new application is now started as a prospect. I'll click the Edit Prospect button. And just a quick tip here, anytime you see the pencil and paper icon, it simply means that you can edit something within Floify. Here it means I'm going to edit this borrower's loan application. Now I'll simply go through the application and fill it out for them. So maybe I need a birth date, maybe I have their social on hand, I can go ahead and plug that in for them, and just make my way through the application like normal. Again, I don't want to spend too much time going through the application, but once you get to the end, you can go ahead and enter their loan information, their loan purpose. And once we get to the end, we can go ahead and simply click Save and return to Prospects. Now I can convert the prospect to a live loan flow by clicking on the manila folder icon. I'll click Convert to a live loan flow, then continue with my normal process through the Start New Loan Flow page. And I can make sure their information is updated here. If you have an expected closing date, you can enter that here. And most of you will be familiar with this by now, especially if you've gone through a training. You can set up their documents that they owe, and of course you can click Start New Loan Flow. At this point, the borrower would receive the initial needs list email, and they can log in and start uploading their documents. So here's Roger Rabbit. The second scenario is starting the application and sending a partially completed application to the borrower. Now this process is very similar to the previous workflow. I'll start in the Prospects tab this time. Again, I'll click the Add New Prospect button and enter my borrower's information. I will make sure the loan application, or I'm sorry, the delay borrower loan application access is checked once again. Then add the new prospect. Again, I'll click Edit Prospect Loan Application. I'll just supply the borrower's information I already have on hand. So maybe I just need to enter a few things here. Again, let's just do a birthday. Let's do a social security number. And we can always put an address and other information if we need to. Now I'll head back to my Prospects tab. And when I'm ready to send this out to my borrower, I'll go ahead and click on the clock icon. Once you click on that, you'll have the option to edit the email that goes out to them. Depending on how your account is set up, your borrowers may access the application, and some borrowers will be taken to set the password for the account. But nonetheless, you can edit the email that goes out to the borrower and send this out to them when you're ready. Again, they'll get the email link, click on it, and they can get taken directly into the application to complete that for you. The next scenario I'll go over is that you can complete an application that has already been started by a borrower, but is left as a prospect because it's still incomplete. For instance, I have, let's see here, who do I have that I can work with? I have Jim Smits here. He has an incomplete application that still needs to be completed. As the LO or LO support team, you can go ahead and click on the Edit Prospect Loan Application. You'll be able to hop in here. Again, you can edit all of the borrower's information all the way to the end and turn this into a live loan flow. Now, one thing to note about this is that you do not have the ability to e-consent for a borrower. So if you get to the end of the application, from the borrower's side, they would normally see the option to e-consent and give credit authorization. Now you'll notice you don't have that option. If done this way, the borrower will be asked to consent to both the e-consent and the credit authorization when you convert it to a live loan flow. Now, you just saw me convert this a couple applications ago, so I think I'm okay in not going through the whole process in this case. Now, lastly, I can invite my borrower to start the application online. So with this workflow, once again, I'd create a new prospect. However, now I'll make sure that the delay access checkbox is disabled. Once I add the prospect, the default email is sent out letting the borrower know they can begin the loan application with me, and the process continues as usual. If you'd like to customize the email template that's sent to the borrower for this, you can always delay the borrower access, then right away invite the borrower so you have access to the email template editor. That'll do it for today's Tips and Tricks webinar on the Apply Now version 3. I just want to say thank you all for joining us today. We really do enjoy putting these webinars together for you, so thank you for your support, and we hope you're finding them helpful as well. If you do have any questions, comments, or feedback, or have any additional suggestions for future webinars, please feel free to send those over to support@floify.com. Thank you again, and hope you all have a great day.